What stocks have you increased your percentage on and why? What signs of information made you take those? Oh, goodness.
You got another hour or two?
We have a whole channel on YouTube and Rumble that actually goes into our monthly stock purchase and why we did that. That's what the whole portfolio is. So like if you go back and watch those videos, at the time of purchase, we explained, hopefully better than what we're thinking, but like we explained why we purchased those.
Let me give you a 30-second elevator interview of this response.
All right, I'm going to time it. Hang on. Wait. Okay, go.
The stocks that we have increased are the
Time's up.
stocks. It's been 30 seconds.
Okay, fine.
Are the stocks that have gone down. Okay, so we own a stock, and if we're putting money into it, then it's a stock that has decreased over time. That's the one we look at because we want to buy a beat up stock. And if we already own it, then we look at that and say, okay, why are they beat up? How much are they down? What other information do we look at?
I look at everything, man.
Revenue, yeah. We basically go through the same process if we're looking for it for the first time than if we're looking at it again to see if we want to put more money into it. And if we think that, okay, now it's down, we've lost money in it, we could increase our cost basis and make more money long term. However, we don't put money into a stock if it's close to that 10% of our portfolio because we still want to balance our portfolio. So like Intel, we want to put more money into it, but we don't want to make a majority. We don't want one stock to be able to go down and just kill any of our profit.
That's a very short version of it.
There's a lot more that goes on.
There's a lot more. So like Brian will put he'll go apply at a company and put on a union hat or shirt or whatever. He'll go work for like 3M. And while he's doing that, I'll sneak into like somebody's house and be like, what kind of underwear does this guy wear? You know, is he buying expensive stuff or is he buying the cheap stuff? Like, because if he's buying expensive stuff, I'm not going to buy that stock. That guy's just too overpriced for me. No, I mean, if you look at the historical like monthly purchases, that's why we started the portfolio, to show people for that very question. Like how are we actually doing this? And that's what those monthly videos are for. You can go back to month 2 and we were nervous in front of the camera, and you'll see that. But the information in there is valid. Like the earnings per share reports, the statements, all of the stuff that's in there is legit because the portfolio is shown in every one of those videos. The income is shown in every one of those videos. In fact, like a year into it, I was saying, Brian, it's you got all these people buying these Mag 7 stocks, and our portfolio is down like 5%. And then it's gonna take, like when we started this, we said it's gonna take 7 years. For people that, like 3 years, for people to actually notice that we exist, and then another 3 years to prove to people that, hey, we're actually pretty good. Like, yeah, we're beating SCHD, we're beating JEPI, we beat the index funds two years in a row. That's hard to do. The bigger the portfolio gets, the more money that gets thrown into it, the harder it becomes to do that. Because you can make a good investment decision here or there, you can buy a beat up stock pretty good here and there, but the more money you throw at it, the more you become average. And that's kind of why the mutual funds always average 6 to 8% per year. That's why Warren Buffett talks about that. That's why the index funds are the benchmark. So I would go back, like after the stream, stick around for this, keep asking questions. Thank you for that.
And welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. I would watch watch those, and if you got questions or criticism, there's probably plenty of criticism. Go ahead and bring that too. But like if you got questions, bring those questions from those purchases. And then during next week's stream, we'll try to go through as many as we can. So thank you for that.
Active voter fraud.
Why does that matter for stocks? Because the voter fraud link I sent, this happens with stocks themselves. If you go to social media, you find these people talking about crypto, day trading stocks, and some of these very risky companies. You're going to find that oftentimes businesses will pay the fall boy, essentially, the scapegoat that's promoting these stocks, to say like, hey, I need equity for my business. Give me capital. I need something to grow my company. This guy on YouTube is promoting this company. Let's pay him. And if he does something wrong, he's liable. We're not liable because we're just an issued public share, and we got a stock ticker symbol out there. He's the one doing all the stuff, but they'll pay him good money. I know actually a few influencers that make money on this.
A lot of money.
Some well-known ones, like it was actually, I don't think I should say it, but
Kramer.
Yeah, Crime Stefan is another one. There's been a few of them out there that like these big companies come in, and if you're a small YouTuber, you're just getting started out, and you're not like us where you need the money.
Yeah, and they throw out $5,000, $10,000, $50,000
a month
to you peddling their product.
you're gonna do
It's
it.
tempted. Now, here's the thing. We are never going to sell out like that. If we have a product on our that we peddle and we're being paid to advertise, it's because we use it and we believe in it.
Yeah.